Hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm Nicole, your player one.
And I'm Joycelyn, your player two.
Today in the house, we've got Forest Secret by Bynine. It's an adventure game.
The description for Forest Secret is you play as a traveler who's just arrived at a quiet forest settlement, and you must explore its mysterious paths, discover its ancient history, and make friends with its quirky inhabitants, and in order to find what you're searching for. And the game is playable on Windows, Mac, and Linux. And of course, for the Mac download, you need the itch.io app. And for the Windows and Linux, I also recommend downloading the app because it seems more simple that way. For me, the game took around an hour and 45 minutes. The first day that I played it, it was like around an hour. And then I got back on the next day and I tried to play for around 45 minutes, but I wasn't able to continue because my game did not save correctly.
For me, it also took about the same amount of time. I took about 2 hours total. And same here, on day one, I took about an hour, then the next day, another hour. My game saved fine, so I took some extra time to go ahead and continue exploring and try to complete as much of the game as I could. For me, the game was it was a little challenging, but actually it starts off pretty easy, going through the game and figuring out what you need to do. But as you complete more quests, there's less and less clues that you can go off of.
Yeah, I thought in general it was pretty simple, like the concepts. I I personally found it hard to the like navigation, like north and south and east and west and stuff. It was kind of confusing to me at first, but then I got it pretty quickly. It was pretty simple in general.
One of the things that I really liked about the game was actually how easily the player could kind of figure out things that they would need to do. Because when you interact with characters, the lore that they give you, the dialogue they give you, and the favors they ask of you give you hints as to what you need to do and where you need to go. And if you pay attention to your environment, then you'll be able to easily call back to certain story beats that are mentioned so that you'll have a great idea of what you need to be doing.
Yeah, I enjoyed how like everything was connected, and like the story played out, and you like ended up finding out people's names as you found out during the story. Like when other characters introduced themselves and things like that, you found out like things about them. Is really cool. I actually my favorite character in the game was the like wandering musician, because I found him at the very beginning, like while I was playing, and I went to like a certain area and then I went back and he wasn't there anymore, and I was really upset because his music was really pretty.
For me, my favorite character was probably the warrior that was trapped in the tower. So, for the lore, when it explains about how the gods will punish those who try to do harm to Wabika versus rewarding those who try to help those in Wabika, it was very interesting to see what happens to those who try to do harm. Because when you go through the story, you're actually a very friendly traveler, and that is the main path that you are allowed to go on. So, for those who are curious, you get to go ahead and find this tower where the punished are trapped. And you get to learn about what got them there, and you also get to see the warrior grow as a person too. Because by the end of the game, he's decided that he wants to be more like you, the friendly traveler, and I think that's very heartwarming.
I also enjoyed the dog, of course. The dog is awesome.
Absolutely. Being able to pet the dog, and the fact that it says Wef Wef, it's just, oh my god, that captured my heart. Every time I passed by that dog, I would pet it. I could not resist.
Yeah,
It's just so cute.
yeah, me too. I would just sometimes I would just go to pet the dog. Like I wouldn't even have to go to that area, and I would just go, and because I felt like petting the dog.
I really admire how every entity within that game has character to them. So all the individual characters have unique personalities and unique designs. and you could remember people's specific dialogue and the way they speak, their mannerisms. Like the puppet will always tell pretty lame jokes. I'll be honest, the jokes are they make me think of
Yeah.
dad jokes exactly. Or or like the two children, you could definitely tell which child is which, and not even just by, their name box, but the way they speak, even though they look identical, like they have very distinct speeches. Or like say with the Fred King who speaks in all caps. The entire environment has life to it, not just the characters, but also like going around the environment with all the animations, the beautiful scenery. One note that I really liked was the reflections in the water, and also like the falling snow, the flower petals. It's just there's so much attention to detail, and that you could tell there's so much heart and soul put into this game.
Yeah, you can tell. Like everything had character. Like the world had character. Every character had like a distinct, like they were distinct from each other. It was really interesting.
Even the mechanics that were meant to help the player had their own sort of personalities. Like, for example, the friendly bugs. Like, they go around, they have, of course, their own distinct designs, and they have just like little things that they like to say about themselves, like about, oh, what do I know? I'm just a beetle, I'm actually pretty wise as a bug, and I think you're pretty wise too. Like, they actually these are just little mechanics to give you hints, but they feel like characters in their own right. And when you go into the second story, by the way, a thing that I wanted to mention was it's a wonderful surprise to find out that there is a whole second game right when you finish the main story, which was just so amazing to find out, because I loved exploring the world of Labica in its like fall spring season, or it's like warmer season, and then you get to go ahead and explore it more and learn about it more and see more of the map, and that was amazing. But anyways, even in the in the winter seasons, these characters, like, of course, feel like you're talking to actual people, ones who are heavily impacted by the change in this world.
See, I sadly wasn't able to get to this because of my game not saving. I guess that's like the only thing I didn't like, was that my game didn't save correctly. But it was like, it was interesting because some of the things I did saved, but some of them didn't. And I'm not sure if I did something wrong or if it's just a glitch and it didn't save.
That is honestly such a shame, because the whole second story, it really focuses on the one of the smaller, like one of it's not necessarily just a side story, because it feels important in the world, because remember, these characters feel real, so of course their lives will feel important to the player. But basically, one of the stories that I do not want to spoil, because I absolutely implore people to play this game, but it delves more into that, and you get to see more complexity within the characters of that little side story. And it was honestly wonderful, and it was dramatic too. I loved that part.
I wish I had gotten to experience that.
Yeah, I will actually, if I see you again in person, I'm bringing my laptop. I demand for you, Joycelyn specifically, to be playing the second story. I know that you can't, because I don't want you to have to start a whole new game, because it took an hour to finish the main game for a secret. But like, I want you to at least explore, because when you go into the second game, if you loved exploring the first game, the World of Forest Secret, you're going to absolutely love exploring Secret of the Frost, which is the second game, by the way, because you get to access so much more about the map. The lakes are frozen over, and you get to walk around them. There's a mountain you get to climb up. You get to go and help more people, too, and that's awesome.
Yeah. Was there anything you didn't like about the game? It seems pretty positive overall.
I'll be honest, I struggled to like find things to like nitpick about the game. I think the main thing that I just didn't like was of course, like walking around the map so much got tedious, because there's a lot of different quests to complete, a lot of different locations you have to go find. A big part of the game is exploration. There are many quests you cannot complete unless you delve into like every inch of the map. And so that felt tedious to me, especially if you're like multitasking multiple quests. But thing is, there's a remedy for that actually, which is impressive to me. So there are like shortcuts within the game. Like there's the holes that you can dig up, there are cuts through the forest. So like it's already a great thing that the developer themselves knew that this could be a problem and did their best to alleviate part of it.
Yeah, actually, I really enjoyed that. Like the gaps in the trees and the holes that you could dig up to like transport yourself to different places quicker. It really helped because my attention span is short, and I wasn't able to like some of the quests I wasn't able to like remember what I was supposed to do. But when I found out about the holes, it was faster, and I was able to like remember what I was doing. It was really nice.
It made them like with the friendly bugs, which by the way, the friendly bug was the reason that I found out about the shortcuts. But yeah, there were game mechanics that, well, one, made sense within the flow of the world, and two, they were very helpful.
Yeah.
One of the things that I forgot to mention earlier was that it's hard to pick a favorite part of the game because this sort of game is one that highly appeals to me with its visuals and its explorative whole concept around exploring the world and doing your best to like talk to many people, gather as much information as you can. So besides that, one of my favorite aspects was the mail. Like I said before, these characters feel real, and what heavily contributes to that is when you go to the main screen, there's a mailbag. And what's in that bag? Well, of course, it's the letters from all of the people that you helped. It's a great incentive to go and help people because, well, it's a reward. You get to see all these people who have great admiration for you and feel so much gratitude towards you, and you get to feel their personalities within those letters.
Is that something that happens after you finish the first game?
It happens as you finish each little quest. Like say you help out the grub mother and you help her get her babies back. Well, then later on, like when you go to the main screen, you'll go ahead and find a letter from her.
Wait, really? Oh my goodness, I didn't even know this. I'm learning things right now.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, so that's why it's like heavily important to go ahead and just go over this game head to toe, every single pixel, because there's so much that you could find, and it's rewarding to find what you uncover.
Yeah, I did end up writing notes for this game, because there's just so much, and like one of the things I wrote was that you have to pay attention to every little detail, like every little thing means something in this game, and you need to pay attention to all of it. It's very in depth, a lot of content, just a lot of story built into like the entire world.
So as everyone could tell, I highly recommend this game for, well, of course it highly appeals to me because I'm a person who loves exploring, and I'm a person who loves amazing visuals in video games. And the visuals in this are just top tier. There's even animations to it that just add more life to the scenery. This game would be wonderful for those who have a deep sense of curiosity, for those who just really love exploring and learning about different worlds, because there's lore within this game too, by the way. And not only are there like people's lives you learn about and like the scenery you get to explore, but there is lore centered around Wabica and its people and the world they reside in.
Actually, one more thing I wrote down. I I at first was looking at the signs backwards, which is like really funny, whatever. And like it actually gives you a message when you do that. And it said something about you can't read this sign because you're looking at the wrong side of it or something like that. It was very funny. Like some of the interactions you can have in this game, like even if you're playing the game wrong, there's an interaction for it, and it's really interesting. Like after I found out about the sign, like reading the sign on the other side, I tried to do other things wrong, and some of the things had like different text that went with it if you tried to interact with something incorrectly. It was really cool. Also, the little like musical instruments throughout the game, those were really interesting to me. I sat at one of the drums and just hit it for a while.
Dude,
It's pretty
same.
fun. Yeah, I just sat at it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. It really adds a lot of character to the game when you get to interact with the environment itself, and when it's like the world itself is communicating with you. Like when I
Yeah.
first, like how you said, like it gives you information for doing things incorrectly. Um,
Yes.
when I first entered the game, I went on the completely wrong path, and some disembodied voice, I'm assuming it's the god of this world. Yeah. By
It
the
might have
way,
been. Yeah, it probably was
'cause
the god.
yeah, because there is a shrine and there is gods to this world. It was saying like you are free to explore as you wish, but know that like if you want to continue on the main story, head east to the town of Wabaka. And I was like, wait, that's actually a very encouraging way to like get players to figure out where they need to go, and like they still don't feel like their curiosity and their sense of wonder is like inhibited.
Yeah, I agree. Because I got that message too. I did the same thing.
So yeah, like said before, this game is just amazing for those who want to do exploration and such. If you're a person who doesn't really like to sweat details and you just want a very casual sort of gameplay, I mean, you can get that experience, but you aren't gonna progress that much in the story, I'll be entirely honest, or at least it'll take you longer to progress, because this game is highly detail oriented. But I mean, I personally just had a wonderful experience with this game.
Yeah, me too. I think if you're detail oriented, this is like the perfect adventure game for you. And also if you enjoy story-based games, this is a good game for you to play too.
Yeah, I was also gonna say, so Joycelyn, have you ever played Undertale?
I have not.
Have you at least seen like any playthroughs?
Yeah, I have watched many.
Yeah. So I remember someone who commented on the game saying this reminds them of Undertale, and I fully agree because it's been a very, very long time since I've seen any sort of Undertale playthrough, but well, like with Undertale, there is so much life in the world with every single character, with every single part of the environment. There's life to it. And I get those same vibes from this game, which explains why I love it so much.
Yeah, I agree. There's just so much life. So much is going on, and it's really simple, and it's like the perfect simple adventure game. But also if you are really into the details in the story, it's really great with that too.
For those who are completionists, yeah, you're gonna have a fun time playing this game. Especially because not every single quest you have to complete is going to be altering the main story. Like how with Undertale, of course, the end game is altered if you decide to be a completionist. With this game, it encourages you being a completionist. It encourages you to explore and learn about this world, which is very fun. I think overall, with the like incredibly minor criticisms in mind, as well as of course the overwhelming positivity when it comes to my mind centered around this game, I'd say like a whole 9.7.
9.7 tokens?
9.7 tokens, yes.
Oh my goodness. See, with as the one that had all of the technical issues with the game, I would say a 9 out of 10. It's pretty good. It's a really good game.
Yeah, so that will bring us to, okay, one sec, I need to do the math.
Should I cut this out?
No, keep it in.
No. 1 sec, I need to do math. Needs to stay in the episode.
But anyways, this brings us to 9.4 tokens out of 10. Phenomenal job, Bynine. This game
Great
is just,
job.
oh my god, it's so amazing.
It's such a great game.
I know that we were told, like, don't rate something 10 out of 10 because obviously, like, you'll sometime in the future you'll find something higher. But right now, this is a really strong contender, and we're only on episode 2.
Yeah, I think. Wait, this is the second episode, and we already have a 9.4. Oh my goodness!
It's just, hey, I guess our intuition was doing us a big favor when we saw this game. We were like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we highly recommend it. Obviously, of course, like, you know, because everyone has different subjective tastes. Of course, if you're not into like being sweating the details, if you want to like not think while you play, you could obviously do that. But of course, like we said before, you're probably not going to complete the game.
Yeah, you just won't get everything out of the game that you could if you do it like that. Because you have to pay attention if you wanna play this game the right way, really. I mean, it would still be fun if you just wanted to like not really pay attention to it, but it wouldn't be as fun if you paid attention to all the details and you learned about all the characters.
Yeah, the only way to get like a full experience from this game is to put your full attention into it. And as someone who likes to have a casual game myself, like I could understand, of course, not wanting to play this game if you don't feel like just putting your attention into it. But I mean, coming from someone who has a short attention span, this game does suck you in. So might as well try it anyway.
Yeah, I think I don't know whose attention span is worse out of the two of us, because our attention spans are both short, but
nice.
like, because I also have a short, like I couldn't remember some of the things I was supposed to do. I had to go back to characters to like figure out what I was doing.
Yeah, when I was going around the game, I kept getting myself caught up in exploring it and such, so that of course prolonged gameplay. And then also, of course, like we said before, walking is tedious. But I mean, and it's sometimes hard to find things, because while the game is, of course, easy at directing you at first, when it comes to finding what you need, that is, of course, more challenging. And when you get into Secrets of the Frost, that's even more challenging too. The game gets harder as you go on.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. My gosh, I think we love this game so much that we keep going off any sort of structure we were supposed to have. We still talked about the game. Well, good luck editing this. We have just so much to say about this game, because like we said, there's so much detail to it. It's just, I can't believe you could get this for free.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe this was a free game. Like, the amount of effort that was put into this game is like unreal for it being a free game.
Yeah. So when you get this game, and I say when.
Yes, when.
highly recommend you actually pay money.
Yeah, because it is like a donation. Like it's not it's name your own price, just like I Need to Pee was, and it's on itch.io, and the button's right there. You can donate to the creator directly.
Yeah, highly recommend. Honestly, I might go back and just do it myself.
Yeah, I probably will too.
Yeah,
it was a great game. It's so good.
Yeah, and that's why, oh my gosh, so the way an episode is supposed to work, and Joycelyn, yeah, you can keep this in, because the listeners do deserve this apology, because this is they do. We've been here for at least like 30 minutes.
Our first episode is only like 10-11 minutes long or something, and this one's like,
and now we're here.
It's just forever.
That just says a lot about what we have to say about the game, but
yeah,
we do heavily apologize. I guess we just really like this game that much, and so I think it'd be worth giving a proper summary for those who want just like, you know, numbers to remember, because of course we said our numbers and then went back into a tangent. So sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So basically, both of us highly recommend, especially to those who are detail-oriented and who love exploring, and especially those who love Undertale, because like with Undertale, there's just so much life in this game. Every person in this story feels real. The environment itself feels like a real world. Well, of course, minus like, say, you know, like the spiritual elements and the magic, but you get the point. Like, of course. I rated it a 9.7, and Joycelyn rated it a 9 out of 10 tokens, and so that brought us to 9.4 out of 10 tokens. And we said it before, but let's just say it again. Phenomenal job, Bynine. This is just an amazing
Yes.
game. Thank you
great
so much
job.
for creating it.
Thank you.
And yeah, okay, this is like the fifth apology, but sorry again, listeners. So much of this was probably cut out, and it's still gonna be a long episode. But well, yeah, that's just how much we have to say about about the game. So thank you guys so much for joining us on this very, very long episode of Indie House. Catch us next week on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. See y'all on the next level. Bye!